This story will tell us how this society forces a simple man to become the most dangerous man in this world. And in the beginning of the story, we see a man named Shakib, who is about 50 years old, and he works as a laborer to earn his living. And Shakib's wife and children are killed in an accident, due to which Shakib goes to meet a girl named Latan at his brother's to overcome his loneliness, and Latan can neither speak nor hear. So Shakib talks to her in gestures, and here after Shakib, another customer of Latan comes, and seeing him, Shakib leaves from there, but Shakib does not like it at all that Latan has a relationship with another man, and after this we see that Shakib also works part-time at some shops, because in return for his part-time work, he gets a job of a girl named Latan. Arrangements for food and accommodation are made, and because Shakib is not educated, he cannot get a decent job. And here, the owner of this shop often taunts Shakib that you should not do your daily work here like washing clothes and everything else, because you are doing all this inside my shop, and I do not pay you for it. And after this, we see that the next day, Shakib is sitting with other laborers in search of wages, and when the vehicle comes, all the laborers get into that vehicle, and all these laborers are daily wage laborers who work for daily wages. And today, here, he has got a job to work on the site of a film. He works till 5 p.m. and leaves from there with his money, and here we see that Shakib lives in a place like a junkyard, and after this, the next day, Shakib is back on the same set. He reached to work, and though the work of labor was very hard, but Shakib was getting good money, and along with that, he was also getting food to eat, and every evening these laborers were paid their wages, and after this, we see the director of this film, whose name is Nasra, and he is doing some work here. Then Shakib goes to him, and today, because a lot of labor work was over. So due to this, Shakib comes to Nasra to ask about tomorrow, that whether he can come to work tomorrow also. Then Nasra says that where do you live? Then Shakib tells that right now he lives in a shop of his friend, and he does not have his own house. And when Nosrati asks about his family, then Shakib tells that there is no one in his family. His wife and children died in an accident. Now after hearing this, Nosra called a man named Hassan and asked him to give some work to Shakib, and you make arrangements for his stay, because it is possible that we may need some work at night. And after this, Hassan takes Shakib inside the set and warns him to keep in mind that you cannot bring any friend or family member here and here. Hassan gives Shakib a dark room where there is no electricity and no living arrangement, and Hassan says that you will stay here, and if you need anything, then I will meet you in the Red House. Now Nosra Shakib stays there, and as soon as it is morning, he gets involved in the work of the set. And Shakib looks after all the work from the canteen. And here, when many laborers are working outside, then some people from the set come here and ask them to quickly take off their clothes and wear the clothes of prisoners. And here, everyone is scared of the work. Everyone gets confused as to what is going on. Then these people tell that maybe they need more people for the shooting. And here we come to know that this film was about Hitler's camp of World War I, where people were kept captive. And after this, these people took everyone to a room and removed their clothes, and after this, these people took them to that chamber where Hitler burnt the Jews alive. But here the workers were not able to understand anything, because all this was happening without their knowledge. And after this, kerosene was also poured on them, and after smelling its smoke, everyone started shouting. But then the director says, cut from outside, after which everyone comes out and all of them are put back to work. And now all these workers had also become a part of this shooting. And now after digging, all these workers were called upstairs because today Hitler is going to enter in the film. The film was directed by Nada, who had come to visit this concentration camp, and here a short-height man comes out of the car who is dressed like Hitler. But seeing this Hitler here, Shakib as well as the other workers started laughing a lot, and they started saying that how fake it looks, and they started thinking that maybe this movie is a comedy movie because neither these workers know anything about the World War. But then we see that the person who is playing the role of Hitler suddenly gets a heart attack, and the shooting has to be stopped here, and there is also an assistant here whose name is Nada. He quickly sent that person to the hospital. Now after this, it is raining in the evening, Then here Shakib is talking to Latin on video call because he has not gone to the brigade for many days, and here Shakib tells Latin that right now he is working on a film set, and now he has been living here for many days, and Shakib works all day here and stays here, but one night when Shakib is sleeping, water starts flowing from the drain, and due to that water, Shakib is not able to sleep. Now, while working here, Shakib hears Nasser Hadi saying that the person who is playing the role of Hitler is in a very serious condition, and now he cannot come here to play the role of Hitler. Now, when Shakib goes here, he complains that now he cannot sleep there because rainwater is coming there, and he should please be given a place to sleep somewhere else. But then a person comes there, and he tells Shakib that the director has called all the workers to him, and the director needs Hitler. And here an assistant named Nida called Shakib, because she feels that Shakib can become Hitler. But here Shakib says that instead of me, you can take any of those laborers, because I don't even know how to act. But here Nada says that we can't arrange any actor so soon, because anyway, you don't have to speak any dialogue, we will tap your voice. And after this, Nada did Shakib's makeup, and here Shakib looks completely like Hitler. And after this, in the evening, Shakib again makes a video call to Latan. And here, seeing Shakib's mustache, Latan starts laughing at him. Then Shakib tells that all this is a part of the shooting of the film. And here, the director of the film, Nasser, has given permission to Shakib to stay in the Red House. But here, when Hassan sees Shakib's face, then he says that you don't look like Hitler from any angle. And why are you making fun of yourself? You want to be blown away, and anyway, Nosra wants a top actor, and you don't even know how to act. So do one thing and take your name back and tell them that you can't do all this. Now here, after thinking a lot at night, Shakib decides that he will not become Hitler, and he shaves his mustache, but in the morning when Nosra sees Shakib without a mustache, he shouts a lot at him. And he tells him that this was in your contract. And by doing this, you ruined my entire shooting. And if you do anything now, then I will have to take legal action against you. But Shakib is just a laborer who does not know anything about the law. So he gets very scared on hearing about the law, and he agrees to the Nasserati and gets ready to act by putting on a fake mustache. And here Nasserati makes him understand that as long as he is in the contract, he cannot do any wrong thing. And after this, the next day, 10 takes are done on the shoot. But till now, Shakib has not given a single decent shot, and that Hitler style is not visible in him at all. Then here the director calls Shakib to him and tells him that you are playing the role of the most cruel man in this world, so I have to act like that man who has killed lakhs of people, but his hands never got a knife. No trembling. Now after hearing this, Shakib got very angry and he shot everyone one by one, and after this, at night, Shakib called Latan, and he told that now he has been given a good room to live in, and now they have also stopped his labor work. And here Shakib forgets all his tiredness of the whole day by talking to Latan. And after this, we see that the next day when the shooting is going on, then Latan's call comes to Shakib, and when Shakib sees that Latan is crying on the video call, then Shakib asks what happened. Then on Shakib's asking, Latan called him to meet. Then here Shakib took permission from Nasra to go, that he has some urgent work. Now here Shakib comes and meets Latan, where Latan tells Shakib that the people of the brother forced themselves on her, and they tried to forcefully give her to the range in a truck so that she does not have to face the pain, so that she can work day and night for them with the drugs, but now Latan does not want to return to them. Then Shakib says to Latan that where will you go and are you going to sleep on the streets after this? Then Latan said that you take me with you, but here Shakib cannot take her with him because Sarati has forbidden him to bring anyone there. But here Latan requested him to just hide her there for 3 to 4 days. But here Shakib tried a lot to convince him, but he could not convince him in the end. And after that, Shakib took Latan to his set, and he waited for the night there, because he cannot take her there during the day, because at night all the workers leave from here. They leave, and the rest of the crew members leave for the hotel, and after everyone leaves, Shakib brings Latan to his room, and Latan is very happy to see the house, because it is very beautiful. But then Hassan arrives, but before he can see it, Shakib throws Latan out of the room, and tonight Shakib will stay in this room, and Lata will stay outside the room, and the next day, the shooting begins. But here, Shakib is thinking about Lata the whole time, and today Shakib doesn't even eat a full meal because he knows that Lata will be hungry by now, so Shakib saves half of his food and takes it for her, and here Shakib comes and tells Latan that now you can't stay here anymore and you have to leave from here. Then Lata says to Shakib, "Why don't you tell everyone that I am your wife?" But here, Shakib says that everyone knows that my wife and children died in the accident, and if they come to know that I have kept you here, then they will fire me from the job, and then Shakib decides that he will hide her at a place. Now, as soon as Shakib comes out, two men come from Vaishal, Fashid, and Rahim, and both of them know that Shakib is Latan's old customer, and Latan always used to talk to Shakib only. But here, Shakib says that, "Look, I don't know where she is." Then Rahim says that she could talk to Tommy in side language. Then here, Shakib says that, "Look, my mother was also deaf and dumb. That's why I know this side language." But here, Rahim doesn't listen to him much and slaps him hard below the ear because he feels that Shakib is lying, that Shakib has hidden her here. And while leaving, Rashid tells Shakib that if you find out anything about her, then do tell me. And he says that I will definitely come here again. Now on hearing this, Shakib got very scared, and after this, Shakib came home and removed the wooden plank from the floor and hid Latan under it. Shakib tells that her brother's people have followed her here. Then Latan says that it is all her fault. While coming here, she had told her friend about coming here. Now Shakib says that tonight he will take her to the bus stand, and from there she can go to Tehran and start her new life. But on hearing this, Lata gets very sad, because she has no one in Tehran as well. After this in the evening, Shakib took her and left. Both of them remain silent throughout the journey, and after this, Shakib gives Latan a ticket to Tehran. But here Latan becomes very angry with him, and she gets angry and sits in Tehran's bus, and doesn't even look back at Shakib. But now Shakib can't stand this, and he takes Latan back to his set. But as soon as he comes back, he sees that those two men who came from Brote have entered the house, and they have seen Latan with Shakib, and after this we see that those two men beat Shakib a lot, and they start leaving from there with Latan, but Shakib doesn't want to give Latan to them. Then Farhan says, "Bring 10 lakhs and keep this Latan with you," and Farhan gives him only 1 day to bring the money. But Shakib asks for more days, but they are not ready to give more time to Shakib now. After those two men leave, Tehran tells Shakib that I am going back anyway. I have created a lot of problems for you. But here Shakib says that he will find a way out, and in the morning he stands here thinking a lot, because tomorrow he has to pay the money, and now he called Nada and told him that now he cannot work anymore, and on Nada asking, he told that his mother's health is very bad, and rupees lakhs are needed for her operation, and this thing reached Nasra, who is the producer of this film, and on hearing this, Nasra gave a check of 2 lakhs to Shakib, and he tells that he is anyway in a lot of trouble because he has spent 25 crores in making this film, and so he cannot give him 10 lakhs. Now after this, Shakib runs to Latan, and today he is very happy, even though he has only rupees lakhs, and he is here. Lata tells Shakib that we will leave after the shooting is over, and I will give him this money and ask him for more time, and in a few days the shooting will be over, after which we will leave this city, and at night both of them sit together, and tomorrow he will take that check and give it to Fashid, and Lata has a gold bracelet, seeing which she tells Shakib to add this to it, as maybe it will help you, but Shakib refuses to take it, because now Shakib has dreamt of spending his whole life with Lata, and Lata also wants to support him by becoming a good wife, and he told that after his wife and children left, he never thought that he can live with anyone again. But after living with Lata, he wants to live with her for the rest of his life now. Here in the morning before everyone comes, Shakib hides Lata under the floor, because now he is going to give money to those brothers' men, and Latan will have to stay here till he returns, and now after taking Nosra's permission, Shakib leaves from there. But here Fashid takes 2 lakhs, and he tells Shakib that you will bring the remaining money to me within 3 days. But here Shakib was still happy that he will arrange the remaining money in some way or the other. Now, while leaving, the bus broke down here, and everyone started pushing the bus here, and then from a distance he saw his set in which there was a loud explosion and the whole side caught fire, and seeing this Shakib's breath stopped because he had hidden Laytan under it, and